Hey everyone, it's Dan here with Lucky Credit. I'm here with Seth Peterson, and we just got him a little bit over $250,000 in total funding, about 158,000 at 0%, another 100,000 in term loans under 10%. Seth, if you could please introduce yourself, tell everyone a little bit about your business and kind of the main reason that you originally reached out to us for some help.
You bet. So I'm Seth Peterson. I've been in business for about 22 years. I'm a home builder in Minnesota. And over most of that time, I have used hard money lenders and personal credit to fund our business. In my business, a conventional bank will only cover about 70% of your build cost. So we've been covering that other 30% with typically very high interest money. So we got to a place about 2 years ago where we just thought we're paying lenders more than we're making on our properties. So we started looking for more creative ways, excuse me, more creative ways to fund that side of the business. So that's
Gotcha.
when we found you guys. Actually, after interviewing several companies similar to yourself, we liked what you had to say.
Gotcha. What about us stood out like compared to everyone else? There's obviously everyone's gonna promise you the world in this industry, but what led you to like take that jump with us?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. I think the main thing was your intake people, and I can't remember the gentleman's name that first took my call.
Mhm.
Nick, yep. My situation was a little bit different. We have a lot of assets. It was hard to prove our income, and I was carrying a lot of personal debt. So my scenario didn't really fit your model. And I laid it all out for Nick. About 2 weeks after we thought, it's probably not going to work, Nick called me and said, you know what? I've been thinking about your case. I have an idea. And that kind of sparked the whole thing. So the fact that he actually took the time, A, to really understand my business, but then B, to actually go back to the drawing board and think of another way we could make this work, no one else even came close to doing that. So that was just the beginning. So I am still very grateful to Nick for.
Shout out, Nick. Yeah, no, absolutely. When we bring clients in, we want our expectations like as clear as we can get. Do you feel like, we've met the expectations? Where did we land? From what we claimed in the first few calls
Yes.
to where we're at now, how do you feel?
Fantastic. So just to be very direct, every week I've thought, well, it's going to get less intense and they're probably not going to follow up. And we've made some milestones, so I'll probably see a decrease in attention and work on your part. And every week, we've just continued to set clear goals and chip away at them. So I think, to anyone who's on the fence, if you're willing to do the work, and it is, you have to do your own homework and come up with the information you guys need. If you're willing to do that, then these guys are creative and really work hard to meet your goals. So
Fantastic.
super pleased with that.
How is it different, in the business now using 0% funding compared to like how you used to?
Oh, it's to be honest, I actually haven't completely absorb the full impact of it. So to be able to, for instance, buy a piece of machinery and know that I'm not going to have to run my credit again to do that, number one. But number two, I'm not going to have to figure it into the front end of a job that I'm doing. So for instance, we bought a couple of months ago a $12,000 trailer that we needed for one specific job, and it's really hard to see where we were going to use it in the future. Well, we have now an entire year to work that trailer into a moneymaker on other jobs that are coming up. So in the past, I would have had to try to figure out a way to make the money end of it work on that one specific job up front. Now we're able to spread it out over 12 months worth of jobs and absorb that cost. So that's a simple example, but it's actually been profound. So again, fantastic.
I love it.
Mhm.
And with this new system that we've installed, and again, we're still building it up. We're, months into working and, we have years. Could you ever see yourself ending up in high interest debt again?
No, no, no. I think, you have to relearn how to manage your money. So I'm still learning that part of it. We made high interest money work. We wrote it into our business model. But, for example, the example I just gave, now I'm having to think on a year long, from a year long perspective on how to manage this money. So that part of it, I think we'll probably learn together. You've had some really good pointers on some of those issues. So uh, there is some re-education
Oh
in
yeah,
in this, but I think it's obviously wonderful. I mean, if you can really give yourself to it, your bottom line increases. And it opens up more opportunity. You know, we just discussed off air that we're looking at a project that's much larger than we typically would because we have now some 0% interest. So, you know, a project that takes 9 months that we would have to carry high interest on prior, now it opens up more spending capability for us so we can bid on larger projects. So,
100%,
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And question for you, you surveyed the field, obviously. You've spoken with a lot of people. Some people, they're probably going to watch this video. They still may be hesitant to book a call, right? Even just have that consultation. What would you say to someone that, maybe they've ran their business the same way, it's not super broken, they don't necessarily need to fix it, but there's something better out there. What would you say to someone like that about our process?
Yeah, I would say you're a business owner, so you already know to grow your business, even to start your business, you have to take risks. And once you start a business, you get into the mundane of the grind of making that business run. But at some point, you have to pull your head up above your everyday scenarios and look at ways to grow your business. And you know, the worst case scenario is that um, Dan and Lucky Credit can't help you. You've not lost anything but time, but I promise you, in the process, you will you'll gain more knowledge, which will put you further down the road to growing your business. So I think just continue doing what you're doing and taking risks. Be smart about it. These guys are a great company to take that leap with.
100%, 100%. And you said it real well, man. If we can't help you, like then we're in a lot of trouble,
Yeah.
right? Like, if that's the case, then it is. But hey, jump on the call. Let's see if we can help. Seth, I appreciate it. Is there anything else that you'd want to say to, anyone that may be watching?
No, you know, I think we've covered it. I think these guys, it's very easy to be cynical when you're in business and think this is just another crew trying to make a buck. Um, I would say this in closing. I was very pleased that you guys produced some results um, very clearly up front. We talked about price and you created some results, and then we began to pay your fees out of those results. And to me, that speaks volumes. So I would just say you guys followed through on your word. You did what you said you would do, and I'm super grateful and look
Awesome.
forward to growing
Yeah,
it even more.
we're not done. We ain't
Nope.
done yet. So we got plenty more funding to get. Seth, absolute pleasure. Really appreciate the kind words.
You
Looking
bet.
forward to continue working together. Thank you.
Same. You bet. Take care.